In today's video, we're going to talk about Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, aka Ant-Man 3. So, I got to watch it Tuesday. So I've had a good few days to sit on this. Was I too soft on this movie? Generally, I'm quite hard on every movie, but I was actually really positive about this movie. But, as of the time of recording this video, the Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania critic score is 48%. Let me just put this into perspective for you people. Thor Love and Thunder has a 64. Thor Love and Thunder was an absolute train wreck. So you're telling me Thor Love and Thunder, according to the critics, is better than Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. So this is basically going to be a review video talking about what is good and what is bad about Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. So yo, what is freaking good YouTube? Warstu here. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Marvel, DC, pop culture based content that we do on a daily basis. If you could subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and let me know down below, once you've watched the movie, not reviewing it off what your favorite YouTuber or your favorite social media person, actually watch it yourself, then come back if you haven't seen it, and let me know down below. Also, check us out on Instagram to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice at Warstu. Check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. Right, let's get into this video. So, the strongest point of this movie is Kang as Jonathan Majors throughout. His performance is insane, it's incredible, and realistically, every scene Kang's in, he literally explains everything, his backstory, the whole multiverse, the whole branch realities, why he was conquering all these different universes. He literally explains everything. So, yeah, I am going to talk spoilers. So, a big criticism of this movie, and it's not really a criticism for me, is the way the movie ends. It makes it look like Kang is killed off. But as we said in a video the other day, he's not killed off. So essentially he's kicked into the multiversal engine source. Essentially he's kicked into that. And I believe, and also there's loads of rumors going around, that this Kang will return and he will be the Beyonder, or he's being sent to the Beyond universe. I was speaking to the Geeky Cast earlier, and he's convinced of the following. When Kang is kicked into the multiversal engine, there is a light that turns white. Kang gets sucked into that. And right at the end, it says Kang will return, specific to the Kang we see in this movie. But that's the last thing you see. Kang will return, which for the audience should, even for normies, it should make it clear that they are referring to this Kang we seen in this movie. Now, I said I really think it's kind of reaching and stretching a little bit that it turned white means that it's got to be teased in the Beyonder in a roundabout way. And yeah, sure, this Kang will return. But the problem here is the general audience probably can't think what's happening next, and they probably aren't going to take the Kang will return as the Pacific Kang we just seen in Ant-Man 3. They're going to take it as a different variant of Kang, because Kang made it clear in this movie that there is going to be lots of other Kangs. And then we get the post-credit scene, which I thought was really good, but some people have criticized it so much, even moaning about the costumes that all the Kangs wear, and some people even getting confused about what timeline, when that's happening, how did they exile him there. Okay, I'm going to literally tell you step by step how the Council of Kangs exiled Kang to the quantum realm. It was said how it happened. They said they sent him there and they trapped him there. That's all you really need to know. I do feel like some of the criticism for this movie is people stretching. And obviously the other post-credit scene is to do with Loki. And as I said previously in my screener, that got an even bigger pop in the movie. So upon like rethinking about the movie, I mean, I watched it in one of the best IMAXs in England, so the quality would have been better than watching it in a standard screen. And I think it was shot in IMAX ratio anyway. But yeah, some of the CGI was off, sure. And I understand and get it's a Star Wars kind of world, and we had no idea what the scope was because some of the scenes, they weren't really done properly. We get it. CGI, green screen, it's all done on green screen and sound stages. And yeah, it was quite obvious when they were on the sound stage. And one scene that I see a lot of people talking about is the scene where Cassie is hugging Scott. And they're not actually huge. They just say it's like two gorillas hugging each other, like Godzilla. I get it. Like, there was no context there. And a lot of the context is being like kind of taken out. And I even see some people talking about the plot and how the plot was very weak. But it's a comic book movie. When has a comic book movie ever had a very strong plot? Now, yeah, I get it that they could have pulled on the family strings a lot more. I mean, they did waste a lot of time in the quantum realm with the rebels and all like the other creatures and beings within the quantum realm. That kind of stuff was kind of irrelevant. But for me, it was almost like they were setting up something else to come out of the quantum realm or something else to go in the quantum realm. But it was explained in a simple way that even a young person could understand. The quantum realm happens outside of normal space and time in its own kind of reality. You're from above, from Earth, so the quantum realm is below Earth. For me, most of the story made sense. It wasn't that deep. So when people say to me, how much did Disney pay you to say it was good? I don't understand that critique. I don't understand that comment. People clearly don't know how reviews work and how screeners work. You don't get paid. Like, I've got 4,000 followers on Twitter. I did not get paid to say it was a good movie. I usually go ham on Marvel movies. It's very rare for me to say a Marvel movie is good. I understand the criticism. I just think it's very harsh because it's like, yeah, it's the start of Phase 5 and they've killed off the main villain. What's going to happen now between this movie and what happens in the Kang's dynasty? Kang's being killed. Yeah, but Kang is every Kang, so you can't really kill him. And as it's said at the end of the movie, Kang will return, implying the Kang that looks like he was killed off. And there's a lot of criticism like, yeah, the MCU, it's still a massive slug, still hasn't recovered since Endgame. And then there's a review here on Rotten Tomato that I'm reading. Antman and the Wasp is a showcase of visual effects, and that's about it. This looks like another franchise that has worn out its welcome. All right, lad. A lot of the critique, I mean, if you're going to judge a movie just on how it looks visually, I mean, that is what it is. But I think it's a pretty good movie. Like I said, I don't really rate comic book movies that highly. Like, they're never going to be a masterpiece. Like, there's few comic book movies that you could go, yeah, this is a cinema masterpiece. I think a lot of people are being really harsh, but yeah, I do see the plot holes. I do see the comparison to the technology and to let's try and make it like a Star Wars. Let's all have this crazy technology. But Kang has futuristic technology. He's not like a metahuman. He doesn't have superpowers without the use of his technology. And no, just because at the end of the movie, all the Kangs will portal in how Reed Richards did in Multiverse of Madness in 838, I don't actually think that's got anything to do with the Fantastic Four. But all these comments, I don't really agree with them, but I don't have to agree with them because movies are subjective. What you like, I may not like, but some people really dislike this to the point where they're angry at the movie, which I find fascinating. Introduces a handful of fun ideas, but they are all executed in a special and bland way that can only be created in a green box of Georgia by unpaid effects workers. Yeah, so a lot of people dislike the special effects and the plot, and literally, I mean, most people dislike everything to do with this movie outside of Jonathan Majors as Kang, and Kang doesn't even come into it till around 30, 40 minutes in. They've got to set the tone. They've got to build up. There was so much hype about, who is this guy? Who is he? Who is he? And then Kang appears, so I don't think it would have been good if they, I mean, yeah, we had the scene with Janet right at the start where they were showing who Kang is and that kind of stuff. But I don't think Kang should have been introduced right at the start of the movie because it's an Ant-Man movie. I mean, yeah, more Kang would have been cool, but it's not a Kang movie. It's an Ant-Man movie. Majors is quietly charismatic. That no matter how many civilizations Kang destroys, you kind of want him to win. Yeah, a lot of people do want Kang to win, and Kang is the hero of the story, just like Thanos is, or Thanos was. So yeah, that's pretty much my roundabout review. I don't really do reviews, so it's very loose, but I see the criticism and I understand, yeah, the story was not perfect. The CGI, the special effects was not perfect. There could have been a lot more context. Some scenes did appear that parts in the middle had been cut out, like time had jumped from one space to the next without showing you the middle part of some stuff. I get it, but overall, I think people are being a little bit harsh on it. And I think maybe people should watch it a second time if they misinterpreted it or were thinking too deeply. I always think to review a movie, you need to watch it twice properly. But overall, that's the kind of criticism I'm seeing around about the movie. Which it's sanctioned, sure, but if you can think for yourself and not just copy what your favorite YouTuber or social media person says, it's a decent movie. It's not amazing. I never said it was the greatest thing ever because, as I keep saying, I don't really rate any Marvel movies that highly. But I would say Quantumania it's one of the best movies since Endgame, and I still stick with that point. But I do see the criticism about Kang and about him being killed off not being the best way. Yeah, sure, I agree with that. Killing Kang off wasn't the best way, but they haven't killed him off. You can make an assumption that the Council of Kangs is going to do a bunch of stuff, and we're going to see a bunch of other Kangs. That's why we see Victor Timely in the Loki Season 2 teaser trailer. It's so obvious what they're going to do, and Kang gets sucked into some kind of multiversal engine, and he's going to come back as something like the Beyonder or something like that. I don't want to go too deep into it because this is a general kind of loose video, but that's overall what I thought. I think it's a pretty decent movie. I don't put numbers on things, but I don't agree with the 48. You're really telling me Ant-Man 3 is worse than Thor Love and Thunder? You're having a freaking laugh. And yeah, it would have been better if the movie was a little bit longer. They did cut out some of the fight scenes between Ant-Man and Kang. That's been confirmed. It interestingly has the exact same runtime as Thor Love and Thunder. But for some reason, if you hate the movie, just let me know why you hate it. Try and justify why you... I mean, you don't have to justify it, but explain to me why this is one of the worst Marvel movies ever. I don't really agree with that. It's not the best Marvel movie, but it's far from being the worst. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. Check us out on Twitter, WarstuJ, and I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch ya later.